Good morning, I'm Peter Clayton, the owner of Clayton Horse Limited and the owner of tradeplumbing.co.uk. I'm just going to ask you really what the definition of fear is. It's really to explain about what fear is and what it really is. So my explanation of fear is false expectations appearing real. This to me is, we'll go for false. So from false it's really a false thought that you have an expectation of something is going to happen, so something that you think is going to happen, and then basically you start to play that in your mind and thinking that this will happen, and then creating it as a real thing in your mind, so it becomes real. It becomes a real problem, a real challenge. I'm going to use the example here, which is from going to school. If you can remember the first day of school. The first day of school, when you woke up, was it a feeling of joy and happiness in your stomach? Was there a feeling of, I can't wait to get to school? That first day. Now this is going to say secondary school on this one. This is for me a personal experience. I have to say, I feel for a lot of my friends and myself, that didn't seem to be the case. Why was that? Why did I have that sudden feeling? To be honest, those were myself. I feel that my feeling was at the start of school was I had this fear of getting on the bus, getting on the school bus and going to school. I don't think anyone can relate to that, of being the first time in big school and there's a bus and a load of kids on there, and all I could fear was, would I miss the bus? I had these things and I dream and I'm thinking I'm going to miss the bus. Will the people on the bus like me? Will everyone like me? Is people going to throw me off the bus? Is there going to be anyone there that doesn't like me straight away? Am I going to fall over? Am I going to damage my new clothes that Mum's bought? And she always said, don't damage your clothes, make sure you're on time, and all these things. So all these things reaffirm. Don'ts to me are a double negative. If someone says to you, don't do something, for me it's like I focus on the don't fall over, don't get your clothes dirty. What do? They get dirty because I focus on the dirty bit, not the don't at the start of it. For me, all these things came. Will the teachers like me? Are they going to be there? Are they going to be like ogres and they're going to be like snarling fire and all these things as a child to me created fear. Now what this fear is, the false expectations. I made excuses to myself not to go to school and not get up. For the first day I was making these excuses, I feel ill now. Or, now I feel ill, I don't know if I can go to school. Or I think, Mum, I think I've got a cold. I think I need to stay in bed. All these things were an example of fear. Now, fear really is created in the mind. Now, I believe that fear, a small part of fear, is important to have because it just makes you think. But if you're running on fear for a lot of your decisions, that will play on your mind. And what you're going to create is the negative decision that you don't want. That's what you'll create. So to me, it's about being courage. It's about being encouraged. It's about doing things that you should do. I've got a little story actually that's quite a funny one, which involves my father and his brand new suit and his friend. My father went to a very important dance. This is back in the ages when I wasn't born, and he was a scooter man. So he was a mod. So he was a mod man, and he went there and he wore his best suit. Now, I think as he left the door, his mother said, make sure you look after your suit. Don't get the suit dirty. Don't get it damaged. It's your best suit. So, as he goes out, his friend says, okay, yeah, okay, we'll go to the, as they do, they go to the dance. And then going to the dance, he goes there. He's very, very careful on the bike, extremely careful on the way there and such. Everything's fine. On the way back from the party, it seems it wasn't quite the case. So he'd been reaffirmed of don't damage the suit. And normally when you start to think of it, you think, oh, I've got to be careful with the suit, got to do things. Well, what they did is on the way back, his friend lost his jacket and my dad gave the jacket to his friend, and on the way back they've got a nice bumpy road on the way back to the house on his scooter. My father rode down the bumpy road thinking about, oh, must get this suit, not damaging it, and what do you reckon happened? They fell off the bike and completely wrecked the suit. So there was bits of suit everywhere. So in the way it was focusing on that thing, created it. So when you keep focusing on things, it normally creates it. So the way it's false expectations appearing real, you can actually create them if you focus enough on those real expectations of it's going to happen. You will create it happening yourself. So fear, when you get to the fear, the first point, nip it in the bud and change it to courage and change it to positive. Change it to thinking, how can you do that thing? Can I make that possible? I'm Peter Clayton, They're Clayton Horse Limited. Thank you very much.